Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with a ship with me. These are all orders that came through over the weekend. Some really interesting sales, some big sales, some very quick sales, and some exceptionally slow sales. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about here. I always like bringing you guys into the whole thought process of, what it was, why I picked it up, what I hoped for it, what I got for it, will I be picking it up again? Really, just again, bring you into that part of my process. I am fresh off of a plane. I literally was on a 6 a.m. flight this morning back from Philly. I was home visiting family. I don't know if you can see them behind me, but those two monster suitcases back there are extremely heavy, full of inventory for the most part. It's got to be about 75% inventory. So my mom's been busy sourcing. We hit the bins, we hit the thrift. So be on the lookout for those hauls coming up soon. But literally I am still sipping on the matcha that I got on my way home from the airport. But with that being said, guys, I am running very, very late. I got home right about noon, so I was getting everything ready. So I've got to get these things packed up and over to the post office ASAP. I'm on a real time crunch right now. But before we get started here, guys, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia. That is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. Without further ado, guys, really, I'm on a very tight time crunch right now. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and let's get into the shipments. So the first thing we have here is this gorgeous 100% linen duvet set from Cultivar. Now I found these a couple weeks ago. I found both the duvet set and sheet set in the same bin. So I'm assuming that they came from the same place. They're the same size, same brand, similar condition, which was excellent. And I'll tell you guys, this is not the first linen bedding set that I've ever found in the bins. I urge you to check out the bedding section, and I urge you, if you do see bedding in the bins, it's so easy to just like pick it up and move it out of the way. But if you feel it and it's linen, guys, take a look at it. Try to find the brand, and if it's a good brand, check condition, pick it up. This brand's set, between the sheet set and the duvet set, the retail price on this was over $1,000. I actually estimated it low when I did my haul. I just want to know how something like this ends up in the bins. I mean, they were in great condition. But either way, anytime I see something like this, I will be checking it out. Even if you find something like this in the regular thrift and it's priced up a little bit, like it's still worth picking up, whether you're shopping for yourself or for resale. The sheet set, I shipped that out not on a ship with me, and that sold in 3 days. So that set sold for $200, and this one I had listed for $200. We went back and forth on offers and landed on $120 again within 10 days. $6 total cost. That was $2 for each piece. That brought me to a profit of $90 even. And this is from Poshmark. So for the whole set that I did find, I paid $12 and the return on that was $320. So look at the bedding, guys. This is a perfect case study for why you should be looking at bedding or picking it up if you see it in the bins. Just to check it out. You never know what you're gonna find. I hope they love it. I very strongly considered keeping this. Next up, this was an exciting find. This is a blazer from Amor Blazer. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but this is a brand new with tags blazer. It's kind of like a boxy boyfriend style blazer. Amor Blazer was a company that was very, very big on sustainable clothing. They were very expensive. This was probably about $400 new. And I mean, it is still new, but that's probably about what it cost in stores. And they shuttered very, very suddenly. I want to say like earlier this year. So I don't know what happened there, because their stuff was lovely, and it wasn't like a slow ramp down of operations. It was like they were open one day and then they were closed. So I'd love to do a deep dive into what happened there. Either way, definitely an exciting brand to find still. And for fans of the brand, there's now no more being made. So there's gonna be, especially with these like new with tag pieces, there's gonna be a little bit of scarcity. So let me know if you find any of their pieces while you're outsourcing. And if so, have you noticed any kind of like uptick in like price or speed of purchase? I found quite a few things. I don't know how big of a brand it is. I mean, I know of a few stores around here, but I don't know how prevalent it was outside of the LA area. But either way, keep your eyes out for the label. I really like their stuff. So I had this listed for just under 1 month. I had it listed for $108. We went back and forth on offers and landed on $75, which I did accept. With the $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $58 even. This was another Poshmark sale, and I hope she loves it. I mean, it's a really, really nice blazer. And again, was probably about $400 in store. So hope she loves it. Great little closet staple piece. Next up, now this is an interesting one. This is from a brand called Alfred Eden. Now, this is not the first piece I found from them, but it has followed the same pattern. So this is the label you're looking for here. Now this is a pretty popular, like youth-focused brand. They do these kind of like alternative style pieces, funky, a little bit like slightly goth sweaters. They're kind of in like the streetwear world, and they don't retail all that high. I want to say that this probably retailed like 50 bucks, but I think that they sell out. And every piece I've ever had has sold super duper quickly. Now, despite what I just said, is this a brand I would recommend paying up for? Absolutely not. You're gonna get like $20, $25 on it. However, you will get it pretty dang quickly. So it is a brand that I will pick up anytime I see it, as long as I'm getting it, you know, $1, $2, maybe up to like $3 or $4 because I know what I'm gonna get for it. But they get, every time I list one, I get so much action on it, so many likes, so many questions, and on Depop, so many offers. I think I only had this listed for like a week and a half, and I wanna say I had like 30 or 40 offers on it. So just to give you like an idea of how popular this is. So as I mentioned, I had this listed for about a week and a half, and I had it listed for $28. That's about the max you're gonna get on something like this. Again, they retail about 50 bucks. And I got an offer for $23, which I did accept. This is a Depop sale, so with the $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $19.31, and just a very, very, very quick sale. So for now, let's make sure that we're picking these things up. If they ever do start to slow down, I will keep you abreast with my experience. But for now, very quick sales, as long as you're getting them at the right price. Next up, now this is one that I had recently on a haul. This is Vintage Lauren by Ralph Lauren. And this is the cutest little fit and flare dress, rib knit cotton with these cute little jersey godets down at the bottom. Now this was missing a button on the sleeves, and I was kind of torn between whether or not I was gonna list it like as is, or if I was gonna put some mother of pearl buttons on there and take the button that did exist and put it, you know, like kind of tack it on the inside as a spare button. But I ultimately decided to list it as is, and I think it's fine. You know, I priced it accordingly. I think this probably would have gone closer to like the mid 30s because of the age of this. This is Lauren from the 90s, where the quality was pretty excellent. You do want to keep your eyes out for like the made in the USA pieces. You're looking for the woven tags, not the screen printed tags. Ideally the big woven tags. This one was probably mid to late 90s. The most valuable pieces are from like the early 90s. But the style is pretty on trend for what we're seeing right now, and it's like a great little staple dress. So anyway, I had this one listed, and I edited my spreadsheet before I had the chance to write my thing here. So I wasn't sure if it was $28 or $32 originally. I feel like I might have priced it at $28. Just because it was missing that button. But either way, I got an offer for $22, which I did accept. I had it listed for about 2 weeks. And with a $2 cost at the bins, this brought me to a profit of $15.60. This was another Poshmark sale. I just thought that this dress was so cute. And if somebody's got a little bit of sewing chops or has, you know, a good button tin, they could fix that really easily. But man, the quality on this is excellent. So I hope they love it. Next up, now this is one from Free People. So I found this, and there's no tag on it. This is 100% sheer lace all the way through. I didn't find the brand tag at first, but then I did find the contents tag, and you could tell this was Free People. It was easy enough to find just with a Google image search. This is called the French court dress. It's like a double tier handkerchief hem ruffle trim lace dress. Now, the thing about this is very much in this like boho 2.0 style that we're seeing right now. This was super popular in spring summer fashion week this year. We saw a lot of this kind of style coming from like Isabel Marant, and you know, it's kind of like a boho 2.0, right? So this is boho silhouettes. Think like, you know, layered dresses like this, ruffles, but not done with florals, more like soft layers. So chiffons, organzas, laces, tulles in soft colors. So it's kind of like if you were to take 2016 boho, like the 2016 Coachella vibe, take all of the print and color out off of it, make it very muted, and replace all of the print detail with like fabric detail. That's kind of the vibe we were seeing. And this fit right in. I had a ton of interest in this immediately. And it's one of the Free People pieces that's going for a pretty good price. A lot of Free People is saturated, but when you see a more significant piece like this that you know is either still in line or very recent, that's still gonna be a good bet and it's still gonna be something that's worth paying up for. So this one I had listed for just 4 days, and I had a lot of interest in it in those 4 days. I had it listed for $52 and I got an offer for $43, which I did accept over on Depop. And with a $2 cost at the bins, this brought me to a profit of $38.87. So I hope she loves it. It is so pretty. So soft and boho and flowy and styled right. That's gonna be a knockout. All right, next up, this is like one of my favorite things I've ever found. This is a silk cropped kimono from a brand called Winter Kate. And when I first picked it up, I thought it was vintage because the tag looks quite vintage, but for sure keep your eyes out for it. As it turns out, this is a brand I think that was owned by Nicole Richie. And this is all vintage silk, double layer, stunning, stunning. And I'll tell you, if this had fit me, and I did try it on, it did not fit. This absolutely positively would have stayed in my closet. This is so right up my alley. It's a basic, it's a closet staple, but it's interesting, it's luxe. Also, give me silk bell sleeves any day. So I don't know much about Winter Kate. I don't know if it was like what she did before House of Harlow, or if this was just a higher end brand that she did that is no longer around. But either way, this is stunning. And I will be keeping my eyes out for more pieces. Do think it was quite expensive. I want to say that this was probably, just going by some of the other things that I saw, retail about $400. So I had this listed at $108 and I got an offer for $75, which I did accept. There wasn't many comps on this brand in general. I think that this one sold, I don't know, again, I don't know if the person who bought it knows the brand, but it very well could have just been the keywords that I used that got the right eyeballs to it. But anyway, I got an offer for $75, which I gladly accepted in just a week and a half. Another great quick sale here. And with a $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $56.18. This was a sale over on eBay. Oh, I wish this fit me. Don't get me wrong, this is a great sale and I'm very happy and grateful for it, but I would much rather keep this for myself if it fit. Occupational hazards, right? Next up, this is a cute little top from Mave. I think that this might even still be in line. This is like a tencel rib knit jersey, and it's got those little like onesie style buttons on it. So it can be worn as a cardigan or a top. It is a square neck. And sold comps on this shirt in particular were pretty serious. You know, a lot of times basics from Anthropologie will go, you know, around $20 or so, but this was selling in the $30 range. And the funny thing was, when I listed it, this is something I got a lot of lowballs on for some reason. I feel like I get clusters of lowballs on certain items. And I don't know if it's just something happens in the algorithm or I get shown to different kinds of buyers or whatever the case may be, but this one, in the course of like 2 or 3 days, I got like 3 or 4 $10 offers on it, when all of the sold comps, again, were between like the high 20s and the high 30s, depending on size and new with tags, etc. Like new with tags on this, I think was going over $40. So it was bizarre. It just happens like that for me sometimes. Let me know if you experience the same kind of weird thing like that. I would just love to see the back end of some of these algorithms. Oh, what I would not give. So I had this listed at $38 and I had it listed for just about 3 weeks. And I sent an offer for $34, which the buyer did accept with a $2 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $25.20 over on Poshmark. So again, another very, very, very quick sale. I feel like all of the orders this week were either super quick or they sat around forever. We're about to get to some of those pieces, so let's talk about it. One case in point is this absolutely stunning little Theory top. Now this is silk, it's double layer, but it is a little bit older and it is an extra small. So this is just one of those things that I picked up because it's silk and it's beautiful and it's a great like closet staple. But with it being extra small, it just took forever to sell and I was ready to move it on. I had had so many questions on it. So many people had asked for measurements, specific measurements. But yeah, despite all the things it did have going for it, I think it had a little bit more working against it. So if I see something like this again, even in the bins, I'm probably gonna leave it behind. It breaks my heart because I know exactly how expensive Theory is, but you know, I'm not in the business of holding on to things for a very long time and then selling them for a very low price, right? Like that just doesn't make sense for my business model. And I'm constantly evaluating things to make sure that they make sense in my business model. And I urge you all to do the same. So I had this one listed for 9 or 10 months and I had it listed for $32, and I know I'd lowered the price over that time span. And I got an offer for $15, which I did accept. I was ready to move this on. And with the $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $12.45 sale over on eBay. Again, bummer, but you know, you live and you learn, and we add this experience to our little reference bank to assist us as we're sourcing in the future. So I love the phrase, there's no win or lose, you either win or you learn. This was a learn. Next up, this is like the most beautiful shirt. It's from Banana Republic. I do not pick up Banana Republic, but this is a beautiful cream embroidered cotton shirt with bell sleeves, a single button closure in the front. I mean, just stunning. I could not leave this behind. And I mean, it's Banana Republic. I almost never, ever pick up Banana Republic. Almost never. Either way, perfect example of a good style pickup right here. And it sold so quick. So I always say, you know, obviously I'm very brand driven when I go sourcing, but I do always have that kind of criteria in place for things that are not a brand that I would typically pick up, but for things that I'm gonna pick up on a style basis. Think like heavy embroidery like this. Think burnout velvet, etc. I had this listed for $32 for just 6 days. Again, another super quick sale. And I got an offer for $27 over on eBay, which I did accept. With the $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $23.25. I hope she loves it. This blouse is just so special. It really, really is. Just gorgeous. Next up, this was an interesting one. This is a brand that I didn't know. This is called Byron Lars Beauty Mark. This is a lingerie style shirt, but the quality on this is absolutely insane. Like, look at the closure on the back here. This is grosgrain ribbon that's covering the closure, and it's a zip closure, but it's also got little snaps to make sure that that grosgrain lays flat over that zipper. I mean, like, that is such an extra detail for something like this. And this is meant to be worn. This isn't meant to be lingerie. This is meant to be worn as a shirt with like a little bralette underneath. Super sexy, so beautiful, and again, just beautiful quality. I think that these were sold at like Saks Fifth Avenue. I don't know if he's still designing, but keep your eyes out for that label. I mean, I feel like if you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you would recognize that label as something to kind of take a second look at least. And then you would have felt the quality and all of that. So I feel pretty confident that you guys would have picked it up. But let me know if you've ever found anything from him, because I'd never heard of him before. And you better believe I will be keeping my eyes out now. Some of the other pieces he has are just stunning. So anyway, I had this listed for just under 1 month, another relatively quick sale. And I had it listed at $38 and I got an offer for $30, which I did accept with a $2 cost at the bins. This brought me to a profit of $22 even. This was a Poshmark sale. So always happy to find something like this and get it back into circulation. I mean, just like the extra amount of construction on this, it deserves to not go to a landfill. Next up, now this was a little trial that I did. This is from Avenue. This is like a subline called Soft by Avenue. And I picked it up mostly because it is this stunning burnout velvet. I love burnout velvet. It sells very fast for me. Doesn't matter who it's from, burnout velvet sells. It's special. And Avenue I've never picked up, but I got a little bit of feedback from you guys saying that it wears well, it washes well, and it's pretty expensive retail. So I don't know if I'm gonna go full in on it, but if I see another piece like this, you better believe I'm picking it up because this sold super, super quickly. Now, I don't know if it was the fact that it was Avenue or if it was the fact that it was this gorgeous, like deep teal burnout velvet. Could be either. So I'll have to do a few more tests on pieces as they come available to me. So I had this one listed for just under 2 weeks. Again, another super quick sale. Not something I would say to pay up for because you're not gonna get a ton of money for it. But if you're seeing something like this in the bins, I would grab it. So I had it listed for $32 and I got an offer for $23 over on Depop, which I did accept. And with a $2 cost at the bins, this brought me to a profit of $19.58. Of course, A Depop sale, a little bit easier to take a lower offer on, but I think that that's about what you're gonna get on something from Avenue, somewhere $20 to $25. And for a super quick sale, I'm here for it. Next up, this was one that I took a test on. This is XCVI. A bunch of you guys chimed in when I showed this on the haul and told me that this is a bolo. This is like a linen cocoon style skirt with that fold over waist. I mean, hello. Everything I love in a skirt. So of course I did a lot of keywording on this, made sure that the right eyeballs were getting to it, and it sold super quickly. Not surprised. I mean, it's adorable. Sold comps are kind of all over the place with it, but I'm gonna guess that this is one of those brands that people don't necessarily know what they have. A bunch of you guys chimed in and said that I should charge up for this, which I did a little bit, but not too much. But there were some sold comps that were pretty high, more on more significant pieces, but sure enough, this sold very quickly. So I had it listed for, again, just under 2 weeks. And I had it listed at $36, and I got an offer for $32.40 over on Depop. And with a $2 cost at the bins, this brought me to a profit of $26.08. So I will officially be keeping my eyes out for this brand. I'm pretty sure I've seen it a few times and left it behind because I thought it was a boutique brand. Listen, you live and you learn, right? That's what we're doing here. We're helping each other out, making sure that we're not leaving behind great pieces at the bins. Next up, this is a super cute pair of pants from Soft Surroundings. I don't know if you can see the bling there at the bottom of these. Just like some white ankle length pants with these little gems. I don't know if you're getting any of that sparkle there, but it kind of like spreads up from the ankle. Now, Soft Surroundings I've been slowing down on picking up. Their stuff has just been moving a little bit slower for me, but I thought that these pants were so cute with that little bit of bling. I mean, it's summer. This is the time that something like this would be selling. You know, Soft Surroundings used to be borderline bolo for me, and it's now more in that bread and butter territory if I pick it up. It's not something, unless it's something really, really significant, that I'll pick up anywhere but the bins. And even at the bins, I'm gonna be keeping my eyes out for more significant pieces, more plus sizes. I'm pretty much not picking up smalls, mediums, anything like that anymore. But it's always crazy to me how these things kind of ebb and flow. But these were a size extra large, if memory serves me right, and in like perfect condition and super cute. So I did grab them, and of course they were picked up at the bins. I had them for about 8 months. Like I said, they've been really slowing down, but I had them for about 8 months, and I had them listed at $32, got an offer for $24, which I did accept. With a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $21.70. This was a sale over on eBay. I hope she loves them. These are some party pants for sure. All right, next up here, these super cute pants from Pilcrow. I could not resist picking these up. These are corduroy, which probably wouldn't have surprised me if they didn't sell until fall. They're ankle length, like straight cut, but they are the newer Pilcrow tag. So I always keep my eye out for that. But this color blue, as somebody who is constantly looking for things in this color blue, I do like to pick up pieces because it's just a hard color to find any clothes in, like period. Newer tag Pilcrow has been selling pretty well for me. I'm still really only picking up more significant pieces. And I do like a lot of their jeans. They have some really cool like boho style jeans with patches on them. Those sell well for me as well. I mean, again, not for 60 bucks, but I'll get an easy like $30, $40 on them. But these in particular, I had listed for about a month and a half. And I had them listed at $32, and I got an offer for $24 over on eBay, which I did accept. Could I have gotten more probably if I held out until fall? Most likely, but you know, these are kind of bulky, so I do like to move pieces like this. And with a $2 cost at the bins, this brought me to a profit of $19.96. So I hope she loves them. They are super cute. I love, 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 love that color. Next up, we've got this cute dress. Now this was from a collab that Target did with Liberty of London. I just looked at the time and I'm running exceptionally late right now. Now, Liberty of London is a name I want you to keep on your radar. They are like an old school print house, and the prints are pretty collectible. People really love them now. This was a collab that they did with Target a little while ago. I'm not quite sure how long ago, but I do think that this was one of their older collabs, and some of their collab pieces sell really well. And this one was kind of a test for me. I'd never found anything else from this line that they did. And here to report, I probably wouldn't pick it up again. Super cute, love Liberty prints, but it took a long time to sell and it didn't sell for a very good price. So in case you see it when you are outsourcing, I might walk away from it. Depending on what your threshold is for what you pick up, this sat for a year and sold for under $20, right? So that does not fit in my business model. Still super cute, happy to be getting it onto a new home. And it was on the chopping block. The last time I went through and refreshed this, I was like, okay, if this hasn't sold by the next 60 days, it's out. So I had it listed for $24 and I had lowered that price once or twice throughout the year. I had it listed for a little over a year, got an offer for $18, which I gladly accepted. Again, ready to move this on. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $13.40 over on Poshmark. I do hope she loves it. And again, glad to be getting this a little bit more use. Next up, this was a really quick sale. These are a pair of beach pants from Becca. Becca's a pretty high-end swimwear designer, not super high-end, but these are split leg in this kind of sheer rainbow print, super, super cute. And I had no doubt with the fact that we are right, in the beginning of summer here, that this was going to be a very quick sale. Becca's sold at like Nordstrom, pretty high-end places. And these probably retailed for like, 60, 70, maybe even a little bit higher than that. The swimsuits tend to be in the $100 range, but I love these little split leg beach pants. Like for myself, I love them. I think they're really fun cover-ups. I prefer these to like maxi skirts or maxi dresses because, heat tent. If you know, you know. So I had these listed for $32 for just about 2 weeks. Again, blisteringly fast sale here. Make sure you have all your swimwear, your resort wear. You've got it all listed. You've got it tagged up. You've got your listings refreshed if they're a little bit stale. I don't want to say now or never, but like now's prime time. So get that stuff moving. So had it listed for $32 for just 2 weeks, got an offer for $25 over on eBay, which I did accept with a $2 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $18.95. So I hope she loves them. And I hope they're going on some fabulous vacation somewhere. And finally, this was a great sweater. Again, chunky sweater being sold in the dead of summer. This is from RTA, which I believe is an abbreviation for Road to Awe. Very high-end brand. This is kind of their shtick. Distressed, a little bit dark, a little bit grungy, but the quality is always really beautiful. I've picked up a few pieces from RTA and they've sold very, very well. They do tend to take a little bit longer to sell, but they do tend to sell for a pretty great price. This is a very expensive brand. I think this sweater was somewhere in the $300 or $400 range. So when I say high-end, I mean high-end. Very bulky because it's got that hood. First piece I ever found from RTA was this pair of leather jeans, and I think it was Future that had worn them, like the hip hop artist Future. And they sold in like a day on Grailed for like $170, something like that. They sold super quick. Just a little like pro tip, if you ever find something that has been worn, like known to be worn by a celebrity, obviously it can be kind of hard to find that, but if you do find that out when you're doing like your research on the pieces that you have, make sure you put that in your listing because people will search like these were Future black leather jeans. And I'm sure that that is how eyeballs got to those pants. I mean, I don't think there's one of us that hasn't seen something that we love on a TV show or on a celebrity and gone to search, like White Lotus floral palazzo pants or something like that. Like people search that all the time. So if you know of something that is like as seen on, make sure you are putting that in your listing. So I had this listed for about 3 months. And I had it listed for $74 and it popped through as a full price sale on Poshmark. And with a $2 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $57.20. And that is it, guys. That is the shipment for today. I am running so late. I think I've got about 10 minutes to get this over to the post office, so I'm a little bit nervous. So thank you guys so much for hanging with me while I literally get my work done in all of my post super early flight glory. I always appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your day to hang with me. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like or a comment on this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, I hope you have the most beautiful weekend. Happy hunting, and I will see you all in the next one.